All right, day 2. So I've been so excited to work on my December daily. Sometimes I feel like in the anticipation, the first couple of days you get really overexcited because you're like, oh, I could do this, or I could do this, or I could try this. And it ends up kind of paralyzing you a little bit with ideas. But for day number 2 here, let me just show you what I've got in terms of foundation pages and then where I think this is where it's gonna take me. So from day number 1, I had this 2 4x6 slot, and I made this little card here, Our Holiday Tradition. And one of the stories that I want to tell here today is actually about the first day that Starbucks put out its red cups, because Chris and I now, for the last 2 years in a row, we've gotten up really early to go and get the free red cup, and we've just had a lot of fun this year. We saved so many stars that we used stars to buy a bunch of merchandise. So the photos that I have here, I have a photo of the 2 cups that we purchased. I also have a photo of my favorite mug. So I'm not sure yet. I don't know. Maybe I'll even pop that over there into the day 3 kind of in advance, get something over there. But I've got a bunch of pink and green because I'm trying to stick with this kind of pink and green and with the craft or neutral color scheme this year, with like kind of those pops of red and gold thrown in. So I've got 2 papers here. This one is from last year's Snowflake Crepe Paper Collection, and then this one is from the Paislee Press Mini Kit. I also thought I might want to stamp the 2 on the card that I make here. So let me tell you about where my idea is kind of going. I'm probably going to end up putting 2 3x4 cards together on the back of this 4x6. So I had kind of pulled this one. I also really like this, the kind of the grid pattern from the Paislee Press Mini Kit. And then I'm going to make a pull-out tab here that comes out of this number 2 that I can write my story on. So I think I'm going to set about making that part first here. And I just wanted to see, it's a little bit more than 3. I should measure it. That would be the responsible thing to do. I like to wing it, but I think I should actually make the proper size. Okay, so yeah, it's just under 4. It's not quite 4 because I cut those holes in the side. So it comes right to the edge of my paper trimmer here, which is a nice little mark to see. And then in terms of how deep do I want it, I want it to stick out a little bit, but not too much. So I'm probably going to cut it at about here. Now last year I had one of these pockets, and I had devised like a fancy way to keep the tag in it so that it never pulled all the way out. But this year and it was to the side, which is why I did that. I thought I was afraid of losing the tag. I don't think that this tag is ever just gonna fall right out. So I'm not gonna get too crazy with trying to keep it in the pocket under all circumstances. I'm just gonna tuck this in here, because I think I am gonna want that there. And I'm gonna put these ones, I think I'm digging that little hand-drawn gingham pattern or check. So, oh yeah, it's just black checks on the back. Although the black is kind of nice too. I like the punch that the black gives. So I'm gonna pop this one over here. Okay. Now for this little card that comes out, I think I'm gonna back it totally in this one. And one of the things that I have always done when backing, I am never, probably this is because I don't measure anything, as evidenced by how I just made this tag. But I like to have 2 sides already cut, and then I just cut by hand the other 2 sides so that I can follow exactly the one that I already have, and they're guaranteed to match. I just do it as carefully as I can to make sure I don't cut anything on the card that was already made. Good, and actually I have, oh, so pretty. Actually, I could put that one up here. Oh, I like that even better. All right, So this is starting to come together beautifully. Card here. I wanted to take a little bit of this and put it on the top and the bottom. So I'm just going to cut a little bit. Okay, now I had either one of these little tabs or I think I'm going to go with the ribbon. I've got this nice black velvet ribbon here. And I'm just going to staple that on the top so that it's nice and flat, but it gives me something to pull on to get that out of there. All right, I gotta go get my stapler. All right, so I took that and I just added my journaling on with my typewriter. And now I'm gonna put my little ribbon on with my stapler. So that's just gonna go in here. Oh, I should have been a little bit more careful about that. Okay. Should have realized that the center of the card itself is actually not going to be where I punched the hole. So I'm going to try that again. So where I want the ribbon is actually here. Okay, and then all I'm going to do on here is add that one little bell. And that can live in there. So I'll worry about day 3 later, but I am going to adhere this little tree. Now this gets a little dicey because I know that this is going to show through and I want as little adhesive as possible. If I try to aim it for that white square, it should be the least amount of noticeable. Good. Okay, now I do kind of want to add, I know what I need. I need a star for that tree. And I've got here oh, I love it. Perfect. So I'm going to slide this back into the page protector here. Oh, it's a little bit. Awesome. Okay. So that's a little look at my day 2. Little card in the pocket and then the tree and the cups on that side.